And we are back, and joining us now are Jon and Kelley, who are going to tell us about the God of this City tour. Guys, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, it's very busy for you, too, because last night was day one.
Day one.
And now we have day two.
Day two.
Or night two,
Night
right?
one, night two.
Yeah. So, Jon, tell us about the God of this City tour.
Well, for the last 6 years or so, we've been doing Lift Ministries at Fontbonne Academy, which has been a monthly night of praise and worship, kind of in a central location. So this idea for the God of the City tour was to reach out to different parishes within the Archdiocese. You know, originally started thinking about the 5 regions and doing 5 nights, and so that was sort of the idea, was to be able to bring this ministry, this praise and worship, this adoration, and this mission to the parishes themselves.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's no surprise, Kelley, or mistake, I should say, that this is during the season of Advent. I mean, there's some connection there, obviously.
No, right. That was, I mean, there was an opportunity for us to sort of pick a time of year, and clearly Advent was a natural for us, a chance to reach out at that time. So that's we opted for that.
Yeah.
And what do the people, what should they expect when they go to this? So let's say I'm a younger person, and we have to really assume that because I'm obviously not a younger person. But what would they expect when they go?
Well, especially with the younger generation, we try as Blessed Pope John Paul in the New Evangelization to really meet them where they're at. You know, this culture is so different, and they're growing. So we try to, you know, use music that's going to reach them while still remaining traditional and true to the sacredness of the Church. And so there's praise and worship. There's a talk by either a priest or laity, or Friday night's Mother Olga, and then we'll have a time of adoration, and then a little more praise and thanksgiving. And really what we want people to have is an encounter with Jesus, a true encounter, more than just a surfacey thing, but a real encounter with the living God.
A lot of that has been lost, too, I think, from the days leading up to Christmas because of all the commercialization and the craziness of preparation and all. But, Kelley, if I could ask you, you know, with the young people who are present, for example, last night, of all the elements, the music, the adoration, opportunity for confession, just the silence and prayer, what is most appealing to young people?
Well, for the young adults, I think clearly the upbeat praise and worship music is something that they can connect with right away. Yeah. The beauty is having moments of silence or adoration and so forth allows their parents to come too and not be sort of blown out of the building, and you end up finding sort of intergenerational prayer. So you have moms and daughters, and fathers and sons, families praying together as well. But clearly the music, I think, is what the young adults connect with initially, certainly.
You know what? I don't know when it happened, but there was some point where I used to be able to talk to young people, and now I don't think they listen to me, and I think they listen to me, but I'm sure they're not anymore. For some reason, it doesn't connect. So you tell me today with young people, it seems like they really are searching to learn more about their faith, about their Catholic faith, and how that relates to them. Is that true?
I think so, and I think the bigger thing is this world is filled with distractions. It's filled with noise, and so many people are searching. They feel empty inside. They're searching for something, and they end up filling it up with everything else. But in reality, they're desperate for God, and so, and really, I think that's what they are searching for, is God, and even greater, they're searching for the Eucharist. You know, I think that's even more important.
I think one of the big reactions that we've gotten over the course of time, it's been 6 years that the ministry's been in place, but young adults, there are many who are experiencing adoration for the very first time. You know, it's something that they're not seeing or having an opportunity to see or experience on a regular basis. And so I think that strikes them in a completely different way. It's something that they've never seen before. You know, that extended periods of silence is something we don't get, and certainly young adults don't get to see or have in their lives. Absolutely. So that's a remarkable experience.
So we started last night. We have one tonight. We go all the way to Friday, and that'll be the end. Do you get the same young adults, or do you see that you get different ones, or is it a mix of both?
There's some groupies.
There's some groupies.
I think there's probably a little nucleus that will go with us 3, 4, or all 5 nights. Yeah. But generally speaking, it's a different mix each night. I think just because we're in different regions, so even for travel, being a school night, that sort of thing, I think precludes some folks from coming.
Now, for those who are watching locally, and there are many who watch locally here in New England, the Boston area, what is the schedule now for the rest of the week? I know it culminates at the cathedral.
Right. Tonight's event is at St. Anne by the Sea in Marshfield, so it'd be South Shore evening. On Wednesday, we're at St. Joseph's in Wakefield, so that would be again on the north side.
Yeah.
And then Thursday, we're at Immaculate Conception in Stoughton.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And then Friday is sort of the pinnacle night at the Cathedral of the Holy Cross with Mother Olga, and we think Cardinal Sean will have an opportunity to join us as well for a brief time.
And it begins each one of those nights at
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Right. And typically they go till 9 o'clock. We expect the Friday night event's going to be a little bit longer because it's a little bit of just a bigger program.
Sure.
So.
And you had Bishop-elect Dealey as one of
quite
the
a,
participants
quite
last
a treat,
night.
Yeah, just to have him with us, and I think it was a treat for him too to get a chance to see young adults, particularly with families, celebrating and preparing in that way for Advent.
So
It's nice,
exciting.
yeah.
So exciting. If someone is looking, is there a place online where people could find out more about
Yes,
this?
there's a specific site for the tour, and that's the web address is godofthисcitytour.com.
God of the Sea.
So that has the bios of the speakers that are going to be with us the rest of the week, the locations, times, that sort of thing. So.
Well, thank you so much. I find it so exciting whenever we talk about young people and getting together and adoration, and because I think they're an example to so many others.